So our ability to make a distinction between that which is precious and that which is vain or profane is going to be commensurate to the amount of time that we spend with the living word. Our ability to be able to distinguish between the false and the true as it relates to ministries is going to be determined by how much time are we spending with the living word. Not how many conferences we go to, not how much we watch TV, and not how much we watch Sky Angel, and not how much we go to conferences. Our ability to make a distinction between that which is precious in the eyes of God and that which is profane is going to have everything to do with how much time are we spending with the one who is the truth. If we invest quality time with the one who is the truth, then we can be sure that when we are presented with that which is false, when we are presented with that which is false, that we'll be able to make that distinction. If we're going to church service after church service, conference after conference, watching TV show after watching Christian TV show after Christian TV show, but have sparse time set apart for fellowship with Christ, we can pretty much guarantee that we will have no ability to make any distinction from the false and the true. False prophets, the thing that makes them dangerous is that maybe 90% of what they say will be true. And it's that 5%, 10% of error that kills you. Just like rat poisoning is 95% nutritious. It's the 5% that actually kills you. So it's very important for us as believers to make sure that we are carving out quality time to be in the presence of the living word, the presence of the living truth, so that when we hear someone who is speaking so fluently, speaking with such unction, so powerfully, but yet in error, yet being animated by a spirit other than the Spirit of Christ, we can actually detect that and close our ears to that. I find that if someone is able to speak powerfully, if someone is able to speak in a way that sways the emotion, a lot of Christians will drink that up and receive that unto their own harm, their own hurt. So we have to make sure that, especially in these last and final days where the mixture will be significant, we have to make sure that we are carving out time regularly to invest before the living word, so that our spirit can cultivate a sensitivity to that which is true and that which is false. So again, when you are presented with that which is false, there will be all kinds of red flags that go off in your inner man, because you have been tarrying in the presence of the living word, the truth, which of course is Christ Jesus, as well as the written word. If we spend time in the written word, if we spend time with the living word, then we can pretty much be confident that we won't be deceived. If we are not spending quality time in the presence of Jesus Christ through devotion and through the written word, we are going to be very vulnerable to being deceived by men who have a certain measure of authority, a certain giftedness in their speaking. So it behooves us to make sure that we are giving ourselves to being before Christ for times of just lingering in the presence of Christ. There are times where you may linger for 20 minutes. You may linger for 3 hours. Don't want to start putting a time measurement, but we need to spend more time with Christ so that we can get in a position where we're not being deceived. by a powerful preacher, where we're not being deceived by prophet so-and-so who is not a prophet at all. It has everything to do with this. Are we spending time in the presence of the living Word? Are we spending time in reflection on His majesty and His beauty? If we're doing that on a regular basis, then we can be sure that we'll walk in truth and not be deceived. Amen. God bless.